research has left a mine of material on Heydrich's early life that no later historian in the field can ignore. But his study is not a biography, and was never intended to be one. Several journalists have attempted to fill the gap left by professional historians. Although not without merit, particularly in gathering post-war testimonies of Heydrich's former SS associates and childhood friends, these earlier Heydrich biographies reflect a by now largely obsolete understanding of Nazi leaders as either depraved criminals or perversely rational desk killers, an interpretation that built on the post-war testimonies of Nazi victims and former SS men alike. The Swiss League of Nations High Commissioner in Danzig between 1937 and 1939, Karl Jakob Burckhardt, who had met Heydrich in the summer of 1935 during an inspection tour of Nazi concentration camps, famously described him in his memoirs as the Third Reich's young evil god of death. Post-war recollections of former SS subordinates were similarly unflattering. His deputy of many years, Dr. Werner Best, characterized Heydrich as the most demonic personality in the Nazi leadership, driven by an inhumanity which took no account of those he mowed down. Himmler's personal adjutant, Karl Wolff, described Heydrich as devilish, while Walter Schellenberg, the youngest of the departmental heads in the Reich Security Main Office, remembered his former boss as a ragingly ambitious man with an incredibly acute perception of the moral, human, professional, and political weakness of others. His unusual intellect, Schellenberg insisted, was matched by the ever-watchful instincts of a predatory animal, who, in a pack of ferocious wolves, must always prove himself the strongest. Such post-war testimonies of former SS officers must be approached with caution. With Heydrich, Himmler, and Hitler dead, and the Third Reich in ruins, Best, Wolff, Schellenberg, and other senior SS men in Allied captivity were keen to whitewash their own responsibility and to prove that they had merely followed orders from superiors who were too powerful and scary to be disobeyed. Yet their characterizations of Heydrich stuck in the popular imagination, fueled by books such as Charles Whiten's 1962 biography, Heydrich, Hitler's Most Evil Henchman. Whiten perpetuated a powerful myth in explaining Heydrich's murderous zeal, the myth of his alleged Jewish family background, which originated in Heydrich's early youth, and, despite the best efforts of his family to refute it, continued to resurface both during and after the Third Reich. After 1945, it was cultivated by former SS officers such as Wilhelm Hürtel, who maintained in his autobiographical book, The Secret Front, 1950, that Heydrich ordered his agents to remove the gravestone of his Jewish grandmother. Others jumped on the potentially lucrative bandwagon of exposing the chief organizer of the Holocaust as a Jew. Presumably to boost his book sales with sensational revelations about the SS leadership, Himmler's Finnish masseur, Felix Kirsten, maintained, in his highly unreliable memoirs, that both Himmler and Hitler had known about Heydrich's dark secret from the early 1930s onwards, but chose to use the highly talented but also very dangerous man for the dirtiest deeds of the regime. Whiten was not alone in falling for the myth of Heydrich's Jewish origins. In his preface to the Kirsten memoirs, Hugh Trevor Roper confirmed, with all the authority that I possess, that Heydrich was a Jew, a view supported by eminent German historians such as Karl Dietrich Bracher and the Hitler biographer Joachim Fest. Fest's brief character sketch of Heydrich, characteristically brilliant in style but unconvincing in content, added fuel to the popular debate about Heydrich's allegedly split personality. Fest reiterated the rumors about Heydrich's Jewish family background and attributed his actions to a self-loathing anti-Semitism. As a schizophrenic maniac driven by self-hatred, Heydrich wanted to prove his worth and became a man like a whiplash, running the Nazi terror apparatus with luciferic coldness in order to achieve his ultimate goal of becoming Hitler's successor. Fest's characterization of Heydrich was called into question by the emergence of a second influential image of senior SS officers, which is captured